All right, we are live with another amazing segment of Women on the Mat here at Ward Wrestling Live. I love it, and I love getting some amazing badass ladies in our country. And if you haven't heard of Bonney, wait till you hear her story. She is a badass, and she is coaching right now. She's a girls wrestling coach at Fall Church High School in Fairfax, Virginia. The news say she's the first, but there's some lady out there that wants to claim otherwise, but we don't know who that is. And she wrestled at the Cumberlands 4 years. And she's the Nova Club coach in Fairfax for the Lady Hammers. And she's just kicking life's ass every single day. And we got her here with us today, Coach Warry Bonney. What's up?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh man, I was so happy when Jay referred you and you said yes. Like, not too many women have said yes to me in my life, so I'm glad. That's awesome. Well,
yeah.
Well, I mean,
Jay's awesome. Jay has some good friends. So
yes, we should do a Lady Hammer clinic. Feel free to let me know if you want to do one, and you can come live through my page whenever you want. It'd be pretty dope to.
Oh yeah.
We can show people that look, girls wrestle too.
Sometimes better.
Yeah, sometimes better. That's awesome. Well, first of all, obviously the elephant in the room's been this pandemic. It's kind of been a shitty time, but how has it kind of affected your world this off season?
Wow, a lot. I have 2 kids. I have a kindergartner, Addie, and a 3-year-old, Elliot. And so they're home all the time, except for now. Yeah, and so we're not doing much. We're all just kind of down, and it really shut down what we had planned for the spring and the summer, as far as training up for next season. So that was really tough for us, but I think it made us stronger a little bit as well. We're really connected. My kids message all the time. We're messaging each other. We're putting each other in challenges. So it's going good.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that I have said to people. We've been quarantined. We've been here the whole time. My kids have not been out to any camps or whatever. They've been just working out and downstairs and beating each other up. But I've never seen them more close. Like, they've really become a lot closer, and I think that's going to be really good for the rest of their life this summer. They may look at it now and be like, this sucks. I want to go wrestle, or I want to go play tennis, or I just want to go be a kid. But I think when they look back years from now, they'll be like, wow, that's the summer that we really became good buddies, And I think
100%. I think I had some self-discovery, like I'm not meant to be a stay-at-home mom.
Did you like do anything like I've thought about? I watch those shows where they take you hostage and they take you up against chairs and do stuff like that. I was like, hey kids, come here, I'm going to show you a really cool trick, and then I take you. Can't move. Is that no?
No. Lots of walking, lots of park play, and yeah. And my son, he's 3. He thinks wrestling is he says, let me choke your neck. That's
yeah.
That's his go-to. He doesn't get the arm. He's gonna have a lot of refs upset.
His favorite move is jumping off the top rope.
Yeah, pretty much.
I type in wrestling podcast and everything is WWE or whatever. I'm like, there's another wrestling out there. I know it's somewhere here. Yeah. So the little ones are already rolling on the mat with you.
Oh yeah. Addie had her first season as a Lady Hammer. It was pretty awesome. We were actually I was doing a clinic at Top of the Podium. It's a great facility here in Virginia, and we had a bunch of girls there. We were going to run a clinic, and my mom had my daughter, and they had all their stuff, their snacks. They were going to sit on the side, and she was watching these girls warm up with, and we're all out there on the mat, and she was like, I want to do this. So her first practice was a 3-hour clinic. It was,
Oh boy.
yeah, it was, I want to say that was like one of my proudest moments on the mat right there, was her just like taking off her socks and coming out there and doing that full practice. So yeah, they're ready. They're doing it. She didn't really like it very much. She thought like after the first takedown, it's, like I'm done. Can I get my bag of Skittles?
That happened, excuse me. First of all, hey, Jason Bryant, thanks for watching the show, man. It really means a lot that you're tuning in. But he says, hey, Warra, talk about a blast from the past, PWA in the house.
Oh my gosh. PWA. I had a love-hate relationship there. That was a hot ass room. But loved it.
Yeah, thanks for the message, Jason. Yeah, my 11-year-old's about to be 12, but I tell people, I found the off season, not this summer because nobody found it. So last summer, and the first room I take my little one into is the CFWA Rumble. And meanwhile, they're all like, a little did I know it's just filled with hammers, right? So he was like, yeah, Dad, I don't want to do this anymore. So the big one stayed in there all summer. The little one's like, yeah, that hurt. Like, maybe I should start somewhere else because these kids are really good. But fast forward another year and a half later, whatever, he's doing good. Like this summer has really got him on the map with his brother. And I think we're heading in the right direction again with him. But it was my fault to bring him to a room like that. The older one needed it. The little one probably not so much.
Yeah. Well, it's good that like you recognized that and you weren't just like, no, put on your big boy pants and get this shit done. You accepted what he needed and you found him something else. So that's good for you.
Yeah. So, and as a dad, internally you're like, don't be a bitch. But then outside you got to be like, no, I understand.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's cool. Well, so you're coaching the Lady Hammers at Nova Wrestling Club, a really good club out there in Virginia, in Fairfax, doing big things with Tanner and Jo. So, talk about your time there, about the program, and then, of course, becoming one of the first women coaches in Virginia and transitioning to where now you've taken over a high school program. That's got to be pretty awesome for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Tanner wooed me, took me out to some dinners and was like, you should, lead this team and that. And something about Tanner is he's so uplifting. He has such a growth mindset. He empowers the people around him. So he set up this entire thing for us, this really amazing outlet for girls of all ages, K through 12, to come out and to be in a room with all females. So you have an all-female coaching staff, myself, we have Brianna Rahal. She wrestled at Oklahoma City. She's an amazing wrestler, an amazing athlete still today. We had my old wrestling partners and various women coming together inside of a room and just becoming this amazing family within just a few months. And the girls, they come in and they don't have to worry about being anything other than wrestlers. And they don't have to be the token girl on the team. They don't have to be superstars. They don't have to hide being superstars. It's just this complete safe space for them to come and to learn from each other. And I think that what's so empowering about our room is that you see women in every position in the room, as far as leaders, as followers, is everything. And so it's just such an empowering spot, an empowering place. Yeah, so that's Lady Hammers, and we practice out of Falls Church High School because I spend a lot of my time there. So
Yeah. So you bring them over there.
yeah, I was like, we have to practice out of here because I'm going to be here a lot. And so, yeah, this past year was my first year as the head coach for the high school, Falls Church High School. It's an amazing place. I also teach there. I'm the reading specialist for the school. And yeah.
You mean you can be a wrestling coach and be a teacher at the same time? That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Demanding. It's demanding,
not
but
bad, not bad for a girl.
Do you want to fight? I'm just kidding. Yeah. You know, us women, we're quite capable, and it's crazy because, my school and the people that are there, the leadership, the other teachers, the students, everyone is so supportive, and they have your back at every aspect. And so it's been an amazing journey. The athletic director, Jeannie Kelly, she has been instrumental in supporting us and supporting me and being a really good model for that. Because she too, she's a female athletic director. There was only maybe 4 in the whole county. And so she was a great mentor there in supporting me as well.
That's awesome. And it's great to hear. And I read a bunch of cool articles about you. I mean, if anybody wants to read about how she got the program started, got the job, did all this stuff there, you can go on and Google Maura's name and it'll come up. All the news had her on, everything. It's pretty cool to read about her. And of course, you're going to learn more about her here. Jason Bryant, he's still going. Brianna Rahal, another Hampton Roads product, Grafton High School, Bay Rivers District, represent. Whereas High School, Smithfield was in the same district my high school was at Pocasan.
Nice.
Shouting you out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Meeting, I had never met Brianna. She's a little younger than I am. So she came up after us, but yeah, there's a lot of good things coming out of Hampton Roads now. I know when we travel to the girls state tournaments in Virginia now, you see an entire team coming out of Newport News. Super awesome. You know, their coach out there is promoting girls wrestling. That wasn't something that there were only a handful of girls in the Hampton Roads area back in my day. And so it's just so amazing to see so many coaches uplifting their programs and bringing girls on. And that's one big thing that, you know, I made a point at my program is bringing on more girls. And like I said, when you see a woman in that position, you see a woman who's gone through a program herself, you say, you know, I can do that. She's doing that. I'm accepted there. And so it's just amazing to see more and more programs bringing on more girls and making a space for them.
Yeah. And, you know, keep doing what you're doing, obviously, with the Wrestle Like a Girl movement, how she wrestles movement. There's obviously a voice out there, which is why I created the background with the Did You Know and the women's medals. And, you know, listen, I'm married. My wife's the boss. I get it. She's a badass. I can't, there's no difference in my house. I know who to bow down to. But I know you wrestled at Cumberland's, but so, man, your upbringing, holy shit, right? I mean, like, you really went through some stuff, but it didn't stop you. I mean, talk about mental toughness and overcoming just mental and physical obstacles, your mindset. But you grew up with 7 brothers and a sister. You weren't wealthy. You had to kind of fight for everything you had, and you got into wrestling at a young age. And how did that kind of make you who you are today? And tell us about it.
Yeah. So, Well, I mean, I grew up with 7 brothers and sisters. There's Robert, Wara, I'm the second oldest, the first girl. And then there's Mary, Tommy, James, George, Ransom, Angelo, and Arthur.
It's like the new kids on the block.
I have like the roll call in my head. But yeah, we lived in rural Smithfield, Virginia, where they make the hams. And my parents, they both worked really hard. My dad's a mechanic for Greyhound. And my mom, worked at the Econo Lodge in town about 30 minutes away. And they were constantly working and constantly trying to provide for us. And so being the second oldest, the oldest girl, I really had to step up and take care of my brothers at times. And I remember I started wrestling 5th grade. I think it was about probably one practice after my brothers started, and they came home and they bragged that they got to eat at McDonald's. And so
that was it.
I was like, I remember the conversation with my mom to this day. We were actually, we have one bathroom in the house. So like, somebody's always I swear to God, somebody's always in the shower, somebody's on the shitter, and somebody was brushing their teeth. It was just like, and then people were standing in there having conversations. It was just like,
like, come on, we gotta go.
I know. And so I remember telling my mom, like, I really want to wrestle. And she's like, oh man, they're going to grab you. It's going to be really tough. And I was like, yeah, but I really want to. It was literally like, I just want a Happy Meal. But I loved it. And my coaches were so accepting and so open to us. I'm not sure if my coaches really understood the struggle that, that being in such a large family, there were times where, as hard as my parents worked, sometimes it wasn't payday Friday. So we didn't have groceries. I remember our neighbor worked at he emptied like the snack cake vending machines. So we'd eat a lot of like stale like snack cakes. And
but it was probably the greatest thing you ever ate, right?
Oh, I will never a Hostess cake for the life of me. I will never. But no matter how hard it was, and I had my eye on the prize, I did not want that for my family. I wanted, and just like any parents, my parents wanted better for you. And so my mom sacrificed so much to get me to tournaments. And, hindsight now, I look back and I'm like, why did we, not have this or this or this? And, my mom, she did everything she could to get us to tournaments, to get me exposure so that I could pursue wrestling and to get to where I am now. She wanted me to go to college. She pushed really hard. My coaches, I was coached by Coach Bugan. He had sons inside the program at Smithfield Youth Wrestling Club, SYWC. Coach Robinson, amazing guys, always pushing me, always believing in me. They had such a growth mindset. Went over and practiced at PWA, went and practiced and had, did freestyle, did different various things. But without those people uplifting us and supporting us and probably, frankly, oftentimes waiving fees and paying for tournaments for us, I wouldn't, wrestling saved my life. I don't know what I would have been doing. I wouldn't have gone to college without wrestling. I wouldn't have pursued teaching. And when things were really hard, when power was cut, when I was watching kids and not eating food and everything, the lessons I learned in wrestling were what were pushing me and moving me forward in life.
And that's, well said. And do you think pursuing being a teacher was a product of of what you went through, you really wanted to be someone now that can give back and make sure that you help people that may be experiencing that same situation?
Oh, 100%, 100%. I would look, you from a young age, 8, 9 years old, your teachers, those are mentors. Those are people you're looking up to. Those are the people you love, like you love them. And coaches, I thought about the way that they taught me, the things that they instilled in me were so valuable, and vice versa. On the other flip side of that, I've seen some shit teachers, I've seen some shit coaches out there. I'm not going to hide that. I'm not going to pretend that that wasn't, out there. And I wanted to do better than that. I thought that there are kids out there that deserve that. And when I first started teaching, I actually came back to Smithfield, and I started teaching at Carsville Elementary School. I was a second grade teacher there. There's a lot of kids that, they lived in extreme poverty too. I can remember this little boy, Chase, and every single day I would just remind him how much I love him and how smart he was and how amazing he was, so that he could go out and believe in himself and really see, you are an amazing person, you are valuable, you are worthy, and you could be anything you want to be. You just have to work really hard. And when it gets hard, don't give up, push through, pursue what you want. And so I had teachers who did that for me. I had coaches that did that for me, and I'll never, ever forget what they did.
That's awesome. So, obviously right now with the big push for women's wrestling, what, I've spoke to a lot of ladies, they talk about the difficulties coming up in the sport as a girl. Some of them fortunately didn't experience, but for the most part, a lot of not good experiences. Was that something that you faced coming up too? Was it like walking into a room and kids don't want to wrestle with you because you're a girl? Or I had Skylar Grote on who said that parents would say stuff that parents shouldn't say, which is amazing to me. But
they still do. Don't worry.
yeah, and now it's kind of I guess it's nice to bring girls to rooms and they're looked at as just another wrestler now.
Yeah, exactly. Coming up, absolutely. I think there were definitely kids who didn't want to wrestle me or wouldn't shake my hand if I won. I've been called a bitch on the mat. I've been, boys will do anything to beat you. Like I said, I have a love-hate relationship with WWA. I used to wrestle this kid there from Pocosin, and man, like he fish hook and butt drag me just because I'm a girl. Like he had no, like I hope he's like a better human being now than he was then. Like there were kids out there that didn't want to see me on the mat, and I eat that stuff for breakfast though, man. If you don't like me, good. I'm gonna go harder. You don't want to see me, people will see me sitting in the chair and they'll, on the side of the mat. I've had referees tell me, if I'm getting riled up about something, they'll say, "Sit down, lady." I eat that stuff for breakfast, man. Bring it. Like I'm here. And if you're not here to uplift me, you're not here to support me, my boys, my girls, you're not here to develop us and to support us, I don't got space for you. I don't have face space. I don't have mental space. I don't have any of that. And so, like I said, man, I don't know how to say it any different, but I eat that stuff for breakfast. Bring it.
Good for you. And it's so refreshing to speak to you. It's awesome. I mean, it's just to hear you and just fuck it, right? Yeah, like bring it on. Yeah, I'm a girl, but that doesn't make me any more or less than what you are. So,
Exactly.
I know we were talking earlier, like, wow, you're a girl and you're such a good wrestler. Like, no shit, I'm on the same mat you are, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, other coaches, and I've had this amazing uplifting experience, but the coaches in my district and in my area, they have been so supportive and so uplifting. But you're right, like, so oftentimes those comments of like, man, you really know your stuff. You're like, well, they didn't hire me for no reason, you know.
Yeah.
Extensive knowledge of wrestling, you know, 12 years of wrestling. Oftentimes I'm coaching against you know, coaches whose education in wrestling stopped in high school or youth. And so, you know, but at the same time, like, I also can take a step back and say, you know, they mean well, they're trying to support you, and they support your program. You know, this year I'm bringing on some amazing coaches to the program. They want to stand beside me and instill growth mindset in my kids. They want to see Falls Church High School excel. They want to see these kids not just go on, you know, we're not necessarily in there training Olympians. You know, we're building these young men and women to go out inside the world and be amazing people. You know, we want them to go out and to be doctors and lawyers and electricians and teachers. We want them to be the best at what they do. And these coaches I'm bringing on this year are just, they're amazing, uplifting, supportive in everything that we're doing. And I'm so stoked about it.
That's awesome. You're not doing bad for a girl. Oh boy. All right. Well, that's awesome. And I'm so glad. I'm sure we could talk forever. But man, just doing big things over there in Virginia, but you know, not just for Virginia, for girls everywhere. I know you're involved in all the movements, and I've read articles and seen your chats and your meeting rooms, and it's good because you obviously, I mean, obviously all the women in your sport are tough and hard nosed and don't take shit. But you really step in front of, I mean, you really step in front and be like, yo, I got this. And it's pretty cool to see.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for giving us a platform. Yeah, I think it's important that those girls, you know, they see you can do it. You can be there. You're important. You're valuable in this, and the sport's for you.
I love it. Well, you ready for the 10 questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Freddy's or Five Guys? Summer clubs or summer camps?
Summer camps.
All right.
I had some good summer camps. The apprentice school summer camp for wrestling was some killer shit.
Awesome. All right. MOD or Little Italian Pizza?
Little Italian Pizza.
You got one day, live go or a clinic?
Live go.
Coyote Grill or Anita's?
Anita's. Those burritos. Look at this.
Okay. Wow. You love those burritos. I didn't even know that. I just put the question down. For youth girls, freestyle or folk style?
Oh, that's a tough one.
It's going to be an argument that goes on forever, right?
Freestyle. I wish I would have had more freestyle for college.
All right. Glory days or wing zone?
Glory days.
I just keep thinking about Bruce Springsteen. Does that age me? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I just got his record from the thrift store.
Oh, nice. I think I was like 7 years old, and my mom took me to the Born in the USA concert at the Orange Bowl.
Oh,
I
dang.
was like 7. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was there, but she brought me with her. Virginia duels or Disney duels?
Virginia duels.
Fago de Chao or Texas de Brazil?
Texas de Brazil.
Hell yeah, we got one of those. My son is always like, end of season, we're going there.
my my husband would want to go there like every day. He's all about the meat.
Yeah. Well, they got to cut weight during the season, so he's like, I want to go when I can. I don't have to cut weight for a couple weeks. I can just eat what I want.
Oh yeah.
All right. So singlet or two piece?
I enjoy a good singlet. I never wore a two piece, so I don't see the appeal. Well, I can see the appeal. My kids love the two piece. But no, I'd even wear a singlet now.
Just walking around the house drinking coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your husband wakes up. You're like, what the fuck are you doing?
I know. No, trust me. Half the time he gets like, what the fuck are you wearing? Yeah, I
like wrestling this morning, honey. It was a tough day I had to make.
I know he always tells me stop playing around when I grab him. He's not a wrestler. My husband in high school, he's an academic. He's definitely not a wrestler. But I really want to sport the polo shirt under the singlet first day of wrestling practice and like go in and scare the shit out of those kids. Like, no.
What the hell are you wearing? Tape up your glasses, you know, like
oh yeah,
nose, and come in and be like, hey everybody. Yeah, I don't hear, you know, I think the two piece was more to, I think they felt like they weren't getting wrestlers out because they were afraid to wear whatever. So I don't know if that's it.
I totally get that appeal. And for my girls, they like the two piece. Because oftentimes, and this isn't true for my program, I ordered women's singlets for them specifically, but oftentimes the two piece is a good option because the male singlet goes down too low. And so, yeah, that's another thing we can go on and on about is the singlets and the, you know, now referees will ask you, are you wearing an appropriate undergarment? I'm like, dude, you are a 55-year-old white male asking a girl if her bra is appropriate. I don't know.
You don't think he walks up to boys and say, hey, are you wearing tighty whities or boxers?
Yeah.
I don't think that happens.
SpongeBob on your underwear, you know? No, it's just super bizarre to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Super bizarre. You can tell that there are men making these rules.
Yeah, and I've only been around wrestling for a couple of years, but I've been to a lot of practices, and I've yet to walk into a practice where everybody's wearing singlets. They just come in t-shirts, shorts, and wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen where someone walks in with their singlet. Usually the coach keeps them anyway until match day, right? So
True. I suggest, you know, and my college coach did this, Kip Flanick. He had us, so, you know, he's a male in a room full of women, and he made us wear our singlets under our t-shirt and shorts, and it made sense. And for me, I was more modest in college, and this, you know, if your shirt comes up, you don't want all that showing, and so we did you know, wear singlets like that. I know when I practice with my guys, I make sure I'm wearing a singlet underneath. I'm a 33-year-old mother. You don't need to see any.
Yeah. Well, I know, like my son, he doesn't wear the singlets to practice, but you get used to that tight feel, I guess. So he's got his shorts have to be tighter, his shirt has to be tighter, because I guess, I don't know. I've never been a wrestler, so I don't know.
That's true. Yeah. Well, nobody wants to do a spin drill and have their shirt wrap up with your partner's shirt.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have a little slippage, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, what's that? What's that 55-year-old ref? No, I don't have the right garment on.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. But you know, they have some new rules now, which I think are super accommodating as far as everybody's weighing in together and you're all wearing singlets or the two-piece, whatever it is. So that's super accommodating as far as, now I can be there with my kids at weigh-in, my boys, and I can advocate for them and make sure everything's, going okay with them weighing in, and as well as my girls, and that you have your lineup and you're there. And so we're getting better. We're getting the new rules about hair nets and how your hair is styled and whatnot. We're growing. We're growing for people of color. We're growing for girls. We're growing for everyone. And because wrestling is the best sport for upward mobility, for supporting everybody. It's for everyone. And so, our rules should reflect that.
Just give all women and men crew cuts.
Done.
Yeah.
See what I did.
Everybody sit in the chair. You want to be a wrestler? It's like showing up at boot camp. You got 5 minutes to cut your hair, son. Daughter, whatever.
Day one at VMI.
Yeah.
Rat cut.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, this has been just one of my favorite experiences I've ever had during my show. So thank you so much. You just make it so much fun, and I love talking with you, and just keep kicking life's ass, and just keep surprising people, because fucking girls are badasses too. So good for you.
Awesome.
And I look forward to, on the other side of this, being able to kind of travel the country. I tell my wife I'm going to grab my truck one day and I'm just going to drive to all these places so I can meet everybody, because, my show doesn't work unless people accept to be on it. So
yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome here in Virginia anytime.
Yeah, I can't wait. And just keep doing big things. And I look
Thank you
forward
so
to
much.
your team kicking ass. You got a fan in me. So
Thank you so much.
see you later.
Bye.